this episode of Playlog, Tofr and I are seeing if we can guess indie games based on their Steam reviews. Hey guys, CGDannyB back again with another episode of Playlog, the podcast where we talk all things indie gaming. But of course, can't talk indie games alone because that'd be super boring. So I've got my partner in crime, the Playlist Kid themselves, Tofr. What's poppin', homie?
I'm doing okay. How about you?
I'm alive. You know, we dreaming. We sitting here and you know, it's a mellow kind of day. You know, we're vibing.
Yeah.
Woke up at 4 in the morning because the dog's barking. Went back to sleep. We're just in that mid groggy spot. We're alive. We're doing good. We're doing fine. Yeah. Any hindrances to your mellow? You're just like, it's just that kind of day. I'm just chilling.
I'm just chilling. It's been, just I created some content.
Okay.
And that's about it today.
Bet.
I did my dishes.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, it's that kind of day. It's that kind of day.
I get it. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out like when we're done here. I think I'm just gonna throw this all together so it's done. I got my cabin trip this weekend, so it's gonna be one of those like Thursday's gonna be busy. Like make sure I finish packing. The episode will come out. Then I have Tales of the Valiant, which we'll talk about in a minute in the evening, and then I'll basically be going to bed to get up, pack the last, you know, the toothbrushes, the stuff you still need for the morning of, and then, you know, wait for my buddy to show up, drive over, 2-hour trip to the cabin. It's gonna be fucking lit.
Nice. But I hope you have the best time.
I'm excited. It's always a good time with the guys. It's high school guys. We do our, at some point in the weekend, we do like everyone gets drunk around the fire. Like, guys, people don't do this. Like, we're like super, like, we don't, friends from high school don't get together like this like we do. Like, we're kind of special. And like, yeah, man, it's fucking awesome, dude. I love it, you guys, so much.
Aww.
Love them. We have,
That's beautiful.
A note to self, finish PowerPoint.
PowerPoint?
Yeah, we're doing a PowerPoint night, and I completely forgot.
Oh no.
To do that. It's all right. I have everything, just it's not touched at all. So
yeah.
PowerPoint importante. All right, we're good. Yes. All right. Real quick before we get to the topic of the show, we'll go through the housekeeping. And absolutely, Tofr, good idea. I'll freelance fucking off the cuff improv that one. That's the word I was looking for, improv. Nice. Real quick reminder: if you guys like watching me play make believe with a bunch of hot D&D friends, then boy do I have the show for you. Every Thursday night, I'm taking part in Tales of the Valiant, an ongoing series on the Crit Hit Chronicles Twitch channel. I'm playing Viking, a beastkin barbarian who's all about getting the job done. And if you're getting in his way, he won't hurt you physically. Okay, well, maybe physically, maybe a little bit, but definitely verbally. See Viking join this established crew as they try to accomplish, and honestly, I don't really know what. I just got here and I have no idea what they were doing before I got here, but it's okay. It's still fun. So you can watch the live actual play on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central on twitch.tv/Crit Hit Chronicles. That'll be tonight. If you're watching this the day of, I think should be an emotional moment for Viking tonight. I think that's where we're at.
Ooh,
Gotta find out.
Okay.
You want to see some sad times? You might get multiple, you know what I'm saying? But also another quick reminder, hey, the July releases video finally came out, where I talk about a bunch of upcoming games you can play this July, including games like Wheel World and Mycopunk, and what else did I pick for the thumbnails? Tales of the Shire. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff. It's been a busy day, so I forget what all was in that. But there was 15 games. It was almost 16, but then they delayed Ratatan, so whoops. Oh, well.
They delayed it?
Yeah. Something about the demo didn't perform well. They said the gameplay was bad, so they delayed the game to improve it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I found out literally I was editing the video. I already had this, like, the Ratatan part edited. I opened Twitter, or not Twitter, with the Blue Sky. I was like, Blue Sky, I'm like, okay, never mind. This is gone. We gotta take this one out.
Okay.
It's like the video ends like, there's 16 upcoming indie games, and it's like it'll pop up just like 15 with the Ratatan article. Like, okay, never mind. It's not coming out this month.
Damn.
I didn't feel like reshooting that. I'm like, I gotta put the shirt on again. Nah, just put a fun little edit in there. But yeah, anyway, exactly. YouTube.com/CGDannyB if you want to know about upcoming July videos. And I'm hoping to finally break those back out again, start putting them on TikTok. The last 2 months have gotten away from me, so here we are. Nice. Also, as our last quick reminder, as part of our podcast, we'll be doing our bi-monthly book club, where we go back and replay some indie classics or finally get around to some modern indies that we just haven't played yet. And for the months of June and July, we'll be playing American Arcadia. This cinematic puzzle game combines a 2.5D platformer and a first-person game to tell the tale of a thrilling escape. As Trevor, you have to escape the world's most popular reality TV show, where a drop in popularity will cost you one thing: your life. The thing is, people don't even realize they're part of a show. Set in the gorgeous retro-futuristic 1970s, the game tasks you with trying to make it out alive. Play the game during this month on Steam, PlayStation, or Xbox, then head over to our write-in form in the description and give us your thoughts on American Arcadia for our July 29th episode of Playlog Podcast. You can join us live at twitch.tv/CGDannyB for the discussion, or catch the upload a few days later on Thursday the 31st on youtube.com/CGDannyB, or audio platforms all over the place. Ba-boom, ba-bing,
Ba-boom.
Timestamp. No writing questions this week, so we'll hop into the quick indie news. And this is a weird one that's not really indie news. It's more just games industry news, but we could talk about some stuff. So we're going to talk about the Microsoft layoffs this week. It's been a whole lot of news. Let me tell you. So I got 3 articles. I'm gonna pick and choose a little bit from each. I think I'm gonna take the couple paragraphs here and not really all the quoted stuff. If you guys want to read these, please be sure to check out each one on their respective websites as we go. But I guess I'll just get rolling here. This first one is Tom Warren over at The Verge. Microsoft is laying off as many as 9,000 employees. Microsoft confirmed that it's laying off as many as 9,100 employees, or about 4% of its workforce, in yet another round of cuts this year, reports the Seattle Times. Employees in Microsoft's Xbox division, known as Microsoft Gaming, are being hit hard by these layoffs, although exact numbers and divisions are not yet known. Xbox leader Phil Spencer said in a message to the team, quote, "To position gaming for enduring success and allowing us to focus on strategic growth areas, we will end or decrease work in certain areas of the business and follow Microsoft's lead in removing layers of management to increase agility and effectiveness," end quote. Bloomberg reports that the now Microsoft-owned King division that makes Candy Crush is cutting about 10% of employees, or 200 people, while other units like ZeniMax have also confirmed that they are cutting jobs. Microsoft is also laying off more than 70 people at its Forza Motorsports studio Turn 10, as well as canceling its Perfect Dark and Everwild games. The studio behind Perfect Dark, The Initiative, is also closing down as part of these layoffs. These major layoffs come less than 2 months after Microsoft announced it was cutting more than 6,000 employees, followed by an additional 305 reductions in early June. Microsoft employees have faced a series of layoffs over the past year, including a round of performance-based cuts that have seriously hit morale, according to multiple Microsoft employees I've spoken to. Microsoft laid off 1,900 Activision Blizzard and Xbox employees in January 2024, followed by several game studio closures and job losses in May, and 1,000 job losses from its HoloLens and Azure Cloud teams in June. Microsoft also laid off 650 more Xbox employees in September as part of a restructuring related to the company acquisition of Activision Blizzard. That's the first article. Any thoughts you want to chime in before we go to the next one?
It just sucks. Like,
yeah.
They were able to spend so much money on like the Blizzard and Activision deal, and they're still making record profits. Mm-hmm. And then they do stuff like this. It doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts, right? And I say this is I'm not the business guy. I never claimed to be. This is all like, ooh, this sounds bad. This doesn't sound good. The moralities. How do we handle this? It seems like a lot of it seems to look like it's Microsoft over Xbox making decisions of like, hey, remember we spent all this money to get this Call of Duty thing? Where's the money? Where are the subscriptions that we should be getting from this big cash cow we spent months, years trying to sort out in court and everything, to then be like, cool, there's no new Call of Duty to get excited about, or I guess we did have the last one. I don't know how that did on Game Pass, but I assume Microsoft, not Xbox, is not seeing the return that they want. Therefore, like, cool, cut all this stuff and focus on these things, right? Like, Perfect Dark, all things considered, far more niche than, again, like a Halo or a Call of Duty. Don't even get me started on Everwild, a game that we've seen but never actually seen multiple times. It was wild because I think it was late in the evening when I saw the article that was like, all these layoffs, these 2 games were canceled. Actually, it was 3. I think the new ZeniMax RPG was also canceled. I had a friend who was family with someone working on the project. I'm like, oh, interesting. It was a lot to see just kind of disappear all of a sudden, especially when Xbox is still playing catch up from last generation and being like, we need more games on this platform, and then just to cancel 3 of them, get rid of studios that were making them. I'm not even entirely sure on there's Romero Studios who are working on something for Microsoft, but they were the only source of funding, and that didn't seem to go anywhere now. So now they're looking for someone to help fund this game to make it happen. I'm not entirely sure how the whole thing's going. I don't have an article on that one specifically. So if you know, be sure to let us know in the comments. But yeah, it just seems like a lot was being put together and they just scrapped so much, not just project wise, but goodwill wise. Like, fuck, what are we doing, dude?
Yep. I can't, like, it doesn't make any sense to me. I get like this is the way that the business suits like to think of their workforce, like as replaceable, but it doesn't sit right with me. Yeah, especially considering the rest of the articles.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. This will be what we end here on this article, but there is still a whole memo here from Phil Spencer himself. So I recommend if you want to read that. It's over there on The Verge. Again, that was Matt Warren. That was about a week ago by the time you guys are seeing this. But on to the next article. We're sticking with The Verge. We have Jess Weatherbed. Again, still at The Verge. Laid off workers should use AI to manage their emotions, says Xbox producer. The sweeping layoffs announced by Microsoft this week have been especially hard on its gaming studios. But one executive producer at Xbox has a solution to, quote, help reduce the emotional and cognitive load that comes with job loss, end quote. Seek advice from AI chatbots. In a now deleted LinkedIn post captured by Aftermath, Xbox Game Studios' Matt Turnbull said that he would be, quote, remiss in not trying to offer the best advice I can under the circumstances, end quote. The circumstances have been a slew of game cancellations, services being shuttered, studio closures, and job cuts across key Xbox divisions as Microsoft lays off as many as 9,100 employees across the company. Turnbull acknowledged that people have some strong feelings about AI tools like ChatGPT and Copilot, but suggested that anyone who's feeling overwhelmed could use them to get advice about creating resumes, career planning, and applying for new roles. Quote, these are really challenging times, and if you're navigating a layoff or even quietly preparing for one, you're not alone, and you do not have to go it alone. That's always a turn of phrase. Go it alone is weird. Anyway, that's what it says. Turnbull said, no AI tool is a replacement for your voice or your lived experience, but at a time when mental energy is scarce, these tools can help get you unstuck faster, calmer, and with more clarity. Microsoft has loudly embraced AI, having announced plans in January to invest $80 billion in AI infrastructure prior to this latest wave of job cuts. The environment may have made Turnbull think this recommendation was reasonable. More broadly, however, generative AI is viewed by some creatives as a threat to creative industries like gaming, which has already struggled with growing layoffs and studio closures over the last few years. It's unclear why Turnbull deleted this LinkedIn post, but if the comments on this repost made to Blue Sky are an indication, creatives probably didn't take too kindly to his suggestions. And then again, there's another long memo post underneath that if you'd like to read, you can check out for yourself. But Tofr, I know you love AI, so what's up?
Sure, I love AI. Yeah, no, it feels like he's actually using the misfortune of all of these people to just sell them on something that they've invested money in. So, and even if that wasn't the case, it's just terrible advice. Yeah, like, seek out other human beings to help you with your emotions. Don't trust AI to do that. I mean, AI can do some things, like AI can basically Google for you, but it just does not compare to the lived experiences of people. Yeah. This is all round stupid.
Yeah, I want to play devil's advocate here, right? Because I'm with you on this. Okay. I think this is a dumb post. Let me step into the shoes of Matt here and try and see what the intention was, right? Because I can see a world if I'm working as some bigwig, has never been in a position like that. I have no fucking clue what I would actually do. But let's say, oh no, 9,000 people who worked under me just lost their jobs. Perhaps I should do something that takes the weight off their shoulders, something that's super simple, like going to ChatGPT and typing, I just lost my job. I worked in this. Here's a copy of my resume. Update it. Give me an idea of where, blah, blah. You know, something that is so point and click, type and hit send and let the computer do the work. I can understand. I'm sure you're mentally exhausted. Maybe this is all you need to do. That being said, I don't think that is the intent, especially when you come in with the Microsoft's investing 80 billion in AI infrastructure, et cetera, et cetera. Like, I think that very much establishes like, oh man, that's crazy. You know that thing that we do? You could use that. That'd be kind of lit, you know? It's super like shitty. And again, there was a Discord I'm in where this popped up in the middle of the night, and they were just like, fuck, this is so stupid. Who the fuck says something like that? It was fucking nuts because I was joining mid conversation where I was like, hold on, people are angry. Scroll up. Okay, here's the article. Okay, and then scroll back down. People are still angry. Okay, hold on. Wait, guys, I'm playing catch up on the news. I gotta see what's happening. So, no, this like such a backhanded, like what seems shadowed as let's help somebody, and it just comes across as like, Google your problem and have a good life. Like, it's really fucking shitty. I hate it.
It is, especially considering that this person probably makes a lot of money.
Yep.
Money that could have been spent on the people they just fired.
Yeah. It's, man. We have one more article talking about Game Pass a bit, but like I'm listening to Kind of Funny the other day, break down some of this stuff and talk about, you know, people getting laid off, what studios were closed, what games. It was such an interesting thing for me that I'm seeing the steps, and people say this all the time, and how realistic it is, whatever. But seeing the steps of Microsoft getting closer, or Xbox specifically getting closer to being that third-party platform, which they already are becoming that, right? Where all their exclusives are going to other platforms. And I think Phil Spencer made a great point about that on the episode of XCast he was on, where they said we lost the most important war, and that was going digital. Because PlayStation 4 versus Xbox One, like, excuse me, I'm burping a lot. I don't know what's up with me. As people started to invest in like digital games, like those don't just transfer. Like if I'm like, I can trade myself to GameStop, buy new digital, or the games I want, whatever. Like I've bought so many PlayStation 4 games. I bought a PS5. I plan to get a PS6. I plan to get a PS7, whatever. Yeah, as long as I'm carrying my legacy over, my account over and everything, like I'm going to continue to do that. Whereas Xbox being behind, like if people didn't buy there, you're trying to get people to invest in your new platform and basically start fresh if they didn't have a platform there already, which I think is like the only real way you can justify be like Game Pass is the way to recover what was lost, I suppose, depending what you're looking at on that platform. But it's tough because I want to see Xbox succeed, but every single time something happens, either a game comes out and it's mediocre, it's not great. Even when they are great, they're just not super successful number-wise, or at least, I guess, we'll take zeitgeist and hearing people talk about them. Like, even South of Midnight, I had a great episode with Nerdstorm where we talked about how great the game was and how much fun it was, but that was still like a small little echo of, is anyone actually really talking about South of Midnight? Like, we hope it would. Like, are we going to think about that for Game of the Year conversation in a couple months? Like, is that going to come up for more the Keeleys, not indies, so not for us, but you get the point. But like I see this future now where we get like, hey, we're announcing our game. This is an Xbox game studio, and that doesn't mean, hey, it's coming to the green box. It means this is made by the team who used to make the consoles, and now we just make our games for everything else, right? Seeing Halos drop on PlayStation and Switch, or you know, being a two console war, but we still have the virtual digital cloud, whatever kind of thing. So I don't know. It's a weird future trying to predict what's going to happen with Xbox, but you know, business, whatever. I'm talking out my ass and have no genuine idea what's going to happen. But I just see that future as a bigger reality than it was before, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it feels like a couple of generations ago, Xbox was on top of everything. With the Xbox 360, they were dominating.
Absolutely.
And they have just lost their way completely. Yeah. And it's just getting worse and worse and worse. And then to give people the advice to use AI to like take better care of themselves. Yeah. Feels so tone deaf. It feels so out of touch with the world. It kind of drives me crazy a little bit.
just a lot of it. Just a little bit. But don't worry, Tofr, we're not done yet. We still have one more article here. This one is from IGN. Wesley Inpol over at IGN. In the wake of Xbox layoff, founder of Dishonored and Prey dev Arcane slams Game Pass. Quote, why is no one talking about the elephant in the room? Excuse me, there's a lot of ads on here, so I'm going to have to find shit. Okay, hot on the heels of the layoffs that have swept through Xbox, the founder of Microsoft-owned Arcane Studios has hit out at Game Pass, whose subscription model he calls unsustainable. Rafael Colantonio, okay. Rafael Colantonio, who founded the Dishonored and Prey developer and served as its president before leaving in 2017 to start Weird West, maker. Jesus, this is a lot of sentence. President, before leaving in 2017 to start Weird West maker Wolf Eye Studios, took to social media to ask, quote, "Why is no one talking about the elephant in the room? Cough, cough, Game Pass." End quote. When asked to expand on his thoughts on Game Pass, which Weird West launched straight into as a day one title in March 2022, Colantonio said, "I think Game Pass is an unsustainable model that has been increasingly damaging to the industry for a decade, subsidized by Microsoft's infinite money, but at some point reality has to hit. I don't think Game Pass can coexist with other models that either kill everyone else or give up." End quote. Colantonio's comment sparks a what the fuck is that word? It sparks a debate about the pros and cons of Game Pass in industry terms, as well as the customer. Microsoft's subscription service has been called many things over the years: the death of the video game industry, the savior of small developers who benefit greatly from payments made by Microsoft to secure their games, and everything in between. During the great Xbox FTC trial, God, that was so recent too, that's crazy, to decide the fate of Microsoft's $69 billion acquisition of Call of Duty maker Activision Blizzard, then PlayStation boss Jim Ryan claimed that he had talked to all the publishers and that unanimously they all hated Game Pass because it was it is value destructive. He also said Microsoft appears to be losing a lot of money on it. I think that's the core of this. They still talk a little bit about how it's not uses, but Game Pass. Tofr, you and I both have Game Pass at the moment.
Yes, we do.
Where are you at with Game Pass right now after all this Microsoft stuff?
It's very mixed. Mm-hmm. I love the idea of Game Pass.
Yeah.
And I think it could be a good thing. I struggle with now giving my money to Microsoft.
Sure.
Considering what they're doing, especially since I have no interest in like all of the big money acquisitions that they've made. Mm-hmm. I don't care about those.
Yeah.
I care about the indies that show up on Game Pass.
Right.
But I'm starting to think that maybe I should just buy those indies instead of playing them through Game Pass.
Yeah. I don't think we're far off on this. Like I think I mentioned before we sat down to record, I've had Game Pass for years now, and it's always kind of been for me this: I pay my monthly subscription, and there's some months where I don't touch Game Pass because there's just nothing new I want to play. But then they're like, oh, here's 7 or 8 games that just dropped that you want to check out, and like I'll download them. Some I play, some I don't get to play, some I start, some I play through, and like I just haven't really put the time into Game Pass like I used to. And I think it's just because I'm constantly getting, first world problem. I'm gonna review codes that I'm gonna play this and prioritize over what I have on Game Pass. But aside from just the money I spend on the things I actually have time to do, I think putting money into a platform like this is how we're gonna keep making money by firing, almost 10,000 people. Just seems like a shitty investment as someone who is not all that invested in the Microsoft ecosystem. I still think as a platform, Game Pass is a great deal. If you're someone who can't afford to buy every single $60, $70, $80 game that comes out all year, you still want to play them or, be in the zeitgeist of what people are talking about, I totally understand sticking with Game Pass. But I think at this point, it's something that I'm debating on just wrapping up, like canceling for now. And if we get to the point where like there's a new game I want to check out and I'd rather spend the $20 a month and the 70 at one pop to just play through it quick, sure. But yeah, I don't know if I'll have my Game Pass subscription after this weekend. We'll see.
Yeah, same here. I already considered like unsubscribing before the weekend, but then we arranged to play Rematch together.
Rematch.
So I waited, but I think now that that's done, I'm probably gonna cancel it because I just don't know how. It's tough, right? Because there's so many things going on right now and so many ways. For example, Spotify. The people who run Spotify are awful.
Okay.
They are terrible to artists. They are just terrible people.
Yeah.
So I don't want to support them.
Sure.
But then there's Game Pass now as well with Microsoft. There's all of these companies making these horrible choices.
Yeah.
And something my therapist said was choose your battles. You can't just go in and be like, oh, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not doing this anymore, because you'll be left with nothing fun anymore.
Right.
And this Game Pass situation just adds to that now. But I feel like I get review keys now as well, and I don't think it makes sense to keep going with Game Pass now.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, we say this in a very unique case where, like, anyone listening to this is not getting review codes. Like, oh, I could just not worry about them. I totally get that. And I always want to try and make sure I maintain the idea of there are people who are just, like, consumers that, like, both of us have been, both of us will continue to be. Like, we get indie stuff, but like, not all the indie stuff. But we're working on it, right, Devolver? Yeah, we're friends now. I see you. What's up? Where's Cult of Lamb 2? What are we doing? But no, I think... Yeah, I totally understand anyone who would want to keep their Game Pass subscription because of how it gives them the chance to play more things, right? Totally valid. I definitely think as media content creators, whatever title you want to put on it, where, like, we do receive access to games, and even if they're not the games that are on Game Pass, it's still a lot more to play than I think the average person who wouldn't have Game Pass, you know, who, again, can't afford, depending what indie 2030 versus 60, 70 dollar games are coming out every other week, justifying the $20 a month on PC Game Pass or whatever the big combo one is at this point. They change the price so often I forget, but
yeah,
I don't know. And if I end up canceling my subscription and again find out later, I'm like, I want to check out these 3 games that are on Game Pass. It's $20 instead of the 60 I'd spend to buy all 3. You know, figuring out what's fiscally the best move, but yeah, I don't know. But still, it does feel shitty to be like, cool, you laid off all these people, you canceled a bunch of games that we're supposed to be here on day one to, like, make this subscription worth it, but now, like, those games are gone. This thing I'm paying for, this thing I'm looking forward to, right? Like, I have Game Pass to check out Doom. I still haven't checked it out because I haven't had the time. And at this point, my buddy Chris bought it on PlayStation. He's like, when I'm done, you can just borrow it. I'm like, cool. That's my preferred platform anyway, so I'll just take his copy and play it when I get the chance. So, yeah, I don't know. Microsoft's in such a weird spot where, like, I've wanted to root for them for so long because a better Xbox makes a better PlayStation, and it's really hard to get a better Xbox right now, and we keep doing this. So, what you gonna do?
Exactly.
But, any other thoughts on Xbox layoffs, Game Pass stuff?
I just hope that all of the people affected land on their feet and get different and better jobs, and that they all find futures within the gaming world.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm interested because I was going to make a TikTok about it, but I really didn't know where to springboard off of it. I look at this in a world where, like, indies have been such a volatile thing. To be like, I'm dropping my job to go work on an indie game in my basement for 10 years and hope that it succeeds. But, like, it's starting to seem like the struggle of making indie games is more successful than trying to work in the AAA space right now. With often studios getting bought out, laid off, you know. Again, Microsoft, the article is what? It was like 15,000 people across the last, like, 2 years or something like that, with the 9,000 now and the different hundreds here and there. There's a lot of people. But, like, I don't know. I don't sit here and be like, yeah, if I'm an indie studio, I might get shut down because I can't afford to pay my bills or, you know, put gas in my car, but I can sure make this pixel art thing. Like, I can see the struggle with that, but it seems more, I hate to say there's more job security in it, but it sure seems like it right now.
Yeah, maybe. Although we have like, I remember last year during the podcast, like every week it seemed like another indie dev had shut down.
Right. Sure. Yeah.
So we shouldn't forget that.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Man. Guys, keep making great games. You're doing awesome. All you guys in my email,
please.
I appreciate you. I'm just one man reading 40 emails. So if I ignored you, your game looks terrible. That's all it was. I'm just really tired. It's a lot of work. Here, I'll double check. Who emailed me last? Is it redacted? Are you redacted? I don't know if it's redacted, Tofr. They didn't put a thing on it.
Oh, no.
All right, I can't read this one. How about this one? Nope. That's a mobile game ad. Fuck you guys. You guys are annoying as shit. The Ultras have sold 280,000 copies.
Yeah.
Okay. That's I didn't find what I was hoping for in there. Anyway, timestamp. So I guess after all that, let's get into some fun, goofy times here. Let's do some trivia. The topic of the show this week, we did an episode of this last year. We wanted to do a, oh God, what did we call it? Steam review trivia. Guess the game by the Steam review.
Guess the game by the Steam review.
Guess the game by the Steam review. Exactly what we did. So Tofr and I each grabbed, I'd say 5 games, but Tofr's like, I did 1,000,000 because I had all the time in the world. But we've picked games from 2025. We've taken a positive and a negative review. We're going to offer the other person which one they want. We didn't do really points. Are we doing points? Are we doing like your 3 points if you took 1, 2 points if you did 2, and 1 point if you did the. I don't.
Nah.
All right, cool. We're just gonna guess the fucking
points.
games. Thank God. They got to track shit. I'm so glad you said no. Holy shit. But yeah. So we're gonna get rolling here. Again, so there's a positive review, a negative review, and then the date. The date is kind of the like crux of like, hey, this is your final clue. Do you think you can figure it out? But everything's from anything that's come out in 2025 so far this year. Do you want to read one to me first?
Sure thing.
Cool. All right.
Do you want a good or a bad review to start off with?
Let's start with a good review.
Okay.
Ready for this.
Let me see.
I'm going to put on replay buffer and I get some good clips here.
This is a review by a player who has played this game for 87.7 hours.
Okay.
And it reads, as you get older, you might think you've lost interest in video games, but occasionally a great game comes out and you realize the problem is the industries, not you. So it's one of the big ones to start off with.
Okay. All right. I have my first guess. I don't know how we want to do. So if I like lock in, this is my answer. We're not doing points. It doesn't fucking matter. I might as well take the negative 2 just to go. But my gut says Clair Obscur is where I'm at.
Okay.
Because you said 80 something hours.
87, yeah.
87. I did not write down hours. I just wrote down reviews, so I don't have that for you.
That's fine.
Ooh. Trying to think what I mean. Eternal Strands was this year, but I don't think I even put. No, I guess I probably put 80 hours into it across 2 playthroughs. But this is one person playthrough. All right, let me get the negative one.
Okay. The negative one is from someone who played it for 69.2 hours.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, and they wrote 2 very good stories put together with duct tape.
Ooh. 2 very good stories put together with duct tape. Interesting.
Yeah.
Now I'm like not so sure on Clair, because if you thought that Clair was 2 really good stories put together by duct tape, and that's a negative thought, your media literacy is not there.
These are Steam reviews, so you have to consider.
You're right. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna rock with them. I'm gonna go with Clair. Clair Obscur Expedition 33.
Yeah. That is correct.
Let's fucking go. We're going to talk about that game later because it's fucking sick. That negative view doesn't get it.
I was hoping the negative review would throw you off, but
it did. It really did, because I'm trying to figure out. I could see it without spoiling it, right? I think I can see what they mean, but that's a terrible take. The 2 stories is so fucking sick. What and again, it's hard to discuss what that means exactly, but like, it's fucking wild. Anyway, people are crazy.
Listen, do you know how hard it was to find negative reviews for this game?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I struggled. There's one later. I won't get it now. One I really struggled to find reviews for, because all they did was like say the name of the game. Like, fuckers, stop saying the name of the game. I would have had to like heavily censor the whole thing. But bet. Then I guess. Do I timestamp? No, I guess the whole section. I don't have to timestamp each game. Cool. All right. You want that positive? You want that negative?
I want the negative one first.
All right. This one is from Discount Salt. After an enjoyable 8 hours, the entire experience was ruined by poor RNG and the game's poor autosave system. These combined to create a death spiral which made the game impossible to continue. Nobody wants to invest hours and hours into a game just for bad luck to permanently ruin your save.
the first thing I notice is the autosave function.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, what did I play that had terrible autosave?
Okay.
And I'm drawing a blank.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah. 8 hours in, and that's when it turns bad. What turned bad after 8 hours? I'm gonna need the positive one because
Okay.
Yeah.
I see you. This game might not be for everyone, but it is made from a passion. No, that's what they wrote. Okay, it's made from a passion of the heart, and
Okay.
What the fuck? I'm sure I should have proofread this. This is really bad. This game might not be for everyone, but it's made from a passion of the heart, and I'm sure many others will deeply resonate with the many themes of identity, of human condition, the struggle of peoples. Every person you meet in this game feels meaningful, unlike a lot of RPG-ish games where they are a lot of the time filler or just meat puppets to kill. This game makes you feel and resonate with most characters, or at least understand them, a resonance of life. I think this is one of those games that once you attune and let the game inside of you, it becomes a small part of the self.
Wow.
Sorry,
that's high praise.
This is Earnith. Earnith. I don't know. I've done it before where you try and use big words and talk smart and it doesn't come out. I think you made a very poignant point, but I think we should use ChatGPT to spell check this first.
they spoke with passion of the heart, Danny.
Yeah, passion with the heart that had a lot of typos in it. What the fuck?
Now, if you're talking about games that become a part of you, there's only one game that springs to mind that I played this year. Well, there are a couple, but I'm thinking of 3 games and only one of them took longer than 8 hours.
Okay. Okay.
And that would be Citizen Sleeper 2.
Okay. Final answer?
Give me the release date.
Sure.
Just to be sure.
Hey, January 31st, 2025.
Yeah, Citizen Sleeper.
Okay. Yeah. It was the Friday. I'm like, I gotta give him Citizen Sleeper. We gotta start with that.
I get that.
Nice moving forward. The rest are impossible.
Okay.
They're totally not.
Give me what do you want next? A positive or a negative to begin with?
I started with positive, right? Last one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's do negative first.
Okay. This game is not recommended by someone who played it for 10 hours.
Okay.
And they wrote, "Can't have sex with the big black thing."
Oh, God. Can't have sex with the big black thing. What the fuck does that mean? Hey, listen. Depending who's asking. No, hold on, stop. What the fuck? First thought, I'm like, okay, Eternal Strands again. We're going back to like the giants, the arcs. I'm like, but there's not like a big black one. And then I'm like swinging on Slay the Princess. I'm like, that wouldn't make any sense. It wasn't this year.
No.
Can't have sex with the big black thing. Then I'm like, Date Everything, but like, I mean, maybe it's the Shadow Lord from Date Everything.
Can't you have sex with everything in Date
I think you can. Well, if they want you to, but yeah, I'm pretty sure.
If they want
I guess,
you to, of course.
Listen, I got quite the polycule going on right now. Let me tell you.
Oh.
Yeah. Sophia, fucking call me a wretch again, please. Give me the positive, I guess. I'm not sure on this one.
The positive one comes from someone who's played this game for 219 hours.
Okay.
The most impressive thing about this game, aside from its combination of charm and solid gameplay, is the development team. This is clearly a team of people who love games and love making games, and their continuous response to feedback and willingness to collaborate with their fans and customers is the foundation on which every early access title should be built.
Early access title.
Yeah.
I'm locked on Hyper Light Breaker.
Okay.
I'm still trying to figure out what the big black thing is. I'm really confused. I don't think it's gonna help, but yeah, I guess give me the date.
Hang on. I didn't prepare the
There
date,
is
so I
no
have to
date.
search the...
There never was a date. This game's not out.
The release date was February 26th.
I think Hyperlight was March. You said it
helps. I think Hyperlight was January.
Was it? I don't know. I think
check.
March for some reason. I have no idea.
Let me check. Hyperlight Breaker. Yeah. January 14th.
Fuck, I thought that was much later. Yeah, that didn't come out well. And how many? The positive review had like 200 hours.
Yeah. 219.
I'm struggling. My for some reason drill core is also in my head because we just talked about that for the upcoming games in early access. Fuck.
It's something you played. I picked all of the games from
something
the
I played.
Yeah, I took a look at all of the documents from this year's podcasts. Okay. And looked at which games you've talked about.
Interesting.
So this is one you've talked about.
I've talked about it.
Yeah.
Fuck. It's too many games. You said it was Jade? No. January's Hyperlight Breaker. What was the date for this one? February.
February 26th, I think. Yeah, February 26th.
I just want to like pull up my February releases and look at the thumbnails. I'm like, what did I have on there? I'm drawing a major blank. It's not right. I'm just going to Hyperlight Breaker because I'm gonna hate myself when I can't think of it.
Oh no. Okay. The game is Repo.
Fuck. Damn. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, does it make sense? Not wanting to have sex with the big black thing?
That I still have no fucking clue. That I still have no idea what we're talking about. I guess maybe the big like dude who carries the mallet maybe is what he's talking about. But
I think it's the what's her name? The one that looks like a nun.
Oh, that chick? She crazy. She wild.
Yeah.
She could get it.
That's what I thought.
Interesting. Now I'm thinking of 200. Fuck. It's weird. Repo does not feel like it came out this year.
That's true.
I thought we've been playing that game for a year, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. Damn it. I hate that. That makes sense. All right. Damn it. I saw it out there like, there he is, Repo, dummy. There's a TikTok in there somewhere. It's a lot of footage. We'll figure it out. We'll make it like a minute. We'll get it. All right, cool. You want positive or negative?
Let's go negative first because those are the most misleading often.
I get it. All right, this one is from Zeron with a 3 instead of an E. So much build up and no payoff. This game has a lot of wonderful moments, but that's all they are, moments. This game goes at a snail's pace the entire time, gets kind of interesting in the last hour, then never explains most of the questions it brings up. Then it has the audacity to try and set up a sequel when this game doesn't even feel finished to me. This sucks. I was really looking forward to a game like similar franchise here because that would spoil exactly what this is, but it falls flat where it matters most. Maybe I missed the point of the game, but I just can't say I enjoyed it much. Overall, it's pretty bad.
Okay. I remember a game. It's not one I played, I think.
Okay.
But I remember a game releasing this year that was like setting up a sequel right at the end.
Okay.
With absolutely no hope of getting a sequel because it was that bad.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I can't remember what game that was.
Okay.
Let me think. Damn.
Obviously.
What game was that?
Citizen Sleeper.
You did not just say that.
It wasn't me. It was the Steam reviews, man. I didn't say it.
Uh-huh.
I just wrote it down.
Give me the positive one because I'm blanking.
Sure thing. This one has an update in it. So, this is Isabel8412. They say, really brings in a time of when you were young, just out with your friends. The story's pretty long, and I'm not finished with it yet, but I'll be back for an update once I do. Update. This game is so heart-touching, also very long, but worth it. Just when you think it's over, oh god, no punctuation. Just when you think it's over, it's not, and I love that. The game shows a side that no one really talks to... normally likes to talk about when it comes to the cycle of life. I'm 30 and I found myself thinking about what happens next while I'm at work. The soundtrack was pretty good. The sound effects, the picture quality is really effing good as well. I most def recommend this game to anyone who loves to get lost in a story mode game. I do find it worth the price.
Cool. I'm guessing that update came when the second tape released.
Perhaps. I'm not entirely sure. There's no dates on updates.
No, I get it. No, that's the only thing that comes to mind now.
Yeah.
Is Lost Records.
Final answer?
Let me think. Am I certain about that? I'm just thinking, especially the mention of like being in their 30s.
Sure.
And thinking back on your teenage adventures. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Lost Records is my answer.
Okay, cool. Because the date I had February 18th and April 15th. Yeah, it's Lost Records. Yeah.
Hell yeah!
Although I do not disagree with the negative review. I think that's I would completely agree with that. I think there's, and maybe this is me who's played all the Life is Stranges, and even as those progressively get worse, I sat here playing Lost Records. I'm like, I did not hate this game, but man, was it not good, like comparatively. Okay. And I think I agree with the slow pacing, setting up stuff that didn't really matter. And I was like, maybe there's a sequel, but just like, here's 2 chapters, enjoy. Like, that's the end. So I don't know. I'm indifferent.
Damn.
I would say if you played this and you were let down, check out Life is Strange, the first one. Also, True Colors. That's fucking phenomenal. I love True Colors.
True Colors is the best one.
It's my favorite one. Yep. Love True Colors.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lost Records.
Cool.
So give me that negative. Let's start with the negative. It's a good one.
Negative. It's by someone who played the game for 0.3 hours.
Okay, so opinion's valid.
And it says can't play as slime guy. Heartbreak emoji.
Okay. My gut says
think
Monster
you have an
Con.
idea.
My gut says Monster Con because you can't play as Doug. I double think. I'm like, you can't play as Doug. You can date Doug, but there's no moment. Yeah, he's not in the DLC pack, so no, I guess you couldn't. Okay, all right. So let me have the positive too.
Okay. This is by someone who played it for 18.4 hours.
Okay.
Do not play this game. I have a very rare illness that causes me to viciously goon an edge as soon as this character is on screen. And he's unfortunately there 90% of the game. My balls have been emptied and I can no longer procreate, for all of it is on screen. And it's all that purple blah blah blah's fault. If you have this illness, please be careful. They need to add warnings for this.
I'm confident it's MonsterCon now. He said the purple blah blah. I'm assuming they're talking about Liam, which, listen, pop off. No one shows love to Liam like they need to. I don't even. But unless you're talking about Omen, then I totally get. But I believe they use he, him pronouns, and I believe Omen is they, them. So I assume it's Liam we're talking about. But yeah, I'm going to go with MonsterCon.
It is MonsterCon.
Let's
and
go!
It is indeed Liam.
Interesting. Yo, pop off, dude.
Yeah.
I'm glad you enjoy Liam. You're the first.
They're excited. Yeah. I love seeing people excited.
Yeah. Liam's fine. I feel bad because, like, Liam's not a bad character. I just think everyone else in the game is way cooler than Liam. So, like, like, Omen's right there. And, like, listen, when we played the one night on LB stream and she voiced Omen, I was like, fuck, damn, what are you doing to me? That's a lot of work. She had this whole evil mistress voice thing going on. I'm like, fuck, this is rough. This is hard.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
that works on you.
Yeah, it does. It was a brutal time, but we're alive. Alrighty, you want the positive, you want the negative?
Let's start with the positive this time.
Okay. This is an improved sequel compared to its predecessor. I can't wait to see where the series goes next. And then it is something in Korean.
An improved sequel. God, what the hell? What games had sequels this year?
This is by Hateful.
Plenty of them.
Hateful.
Oh, wow. I have no clue. Seriously, no clue.
I got you.
Give me the negative one because
Sure
I
thing.
need more info.
Alrighty. Unfortunately, while fun, it's just too short for the price. I probably recommend it at 70% off or higher. I did enjoy the plot, and it's fairly reasonable take on a detective genre, even if it's fairly easy and simple.
On the detective genre? Wait. Is this Are you talking about the Duck Detective?
I don't know. Am I? Is that your guess?
Let me get that release date.
That is May 22nd, 2025.
May 22nd. Did that release in May? I can't remember.
I don't know. I know, but I don't know.
Okay. We did have an influx of detective games.
Mm-hmm. Sure did.
Which ones got sequels?
There's Black Sad 2.
The only one I can think of, like, The Rise of the Golden Idol was last year, I think.
I think so, yeah. Pretty sure.
So it has to be, like, and Frog Detective was last year as well.
Damn,
so it has to be Duck Detective.
All right, final answer?
Final answer, Duck Detective.
Yeah, you were right. It's Duck Detective.
Hell yeah.
I had to fix it. I realized I wrote Secret Salami. I'm like, wait, no, that's the wrong one. It's Ghost of Glamping. I fucked up. But yeah, Duck Detective, yeah. So I had to look it up. I guess the thing in Korean just says duck, duck.
Okay.
I was just like, what is this fun little
Makes
thing?
sense.
I thought they were emoticons at first, and I was like, I don't know what this is supposed to be. But, yeah. Next.
Nice.
Next. Let me try positive here. Let's go with the positive. That'll give you the right answer.
Okay. Let's pick this one.
So
So this person played this game for 836 hours.
Okay.
And they write, I was a senior programmer on this game and I still play it off work hours. It's good. Very good.
I'm immediately thinking of something like a Balatro, something quick and easy to pick up and go, like some kind of roguelike. Blueprints. 800 hours on Blueprints? That sounds like a lot. But maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go with the negative.
Okay. This was by a person who played it for only 0.3 hours.
Okay, valid opinion, yep.
I'm sure the game is great, but I physically cannot play this due to how the movement works. There's input delay, up to 2 seconds sometimes. What? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. That the devs themselves have acknowledged and said they weren't going to fix. The mouse sensitivity is also extremely inconsistent and varies as you're looking around, which really does wonders for someone who gets motion sick pretty easily. This is not worth $30, not at all.
If it is Blueprints, these are not problems that I had. So I'm like, fuck, that doesn't sound right. Motion sickness, input delay? Yeah, I'm my brain's locked on Blueprints. I'm gonna stick with it.
Okay. You don't want to release date?
Nah, that's too easy. That's quitter talk.
Okay. Blueprints is your final answer?
Yeah.
It's incorrect.
Damn, that's crazy. You cheated. You changed the answer.
No,
I'm thinking. I'm really on that 800 hours. I'm like, and I get you're a developer, right? You would totally have that, but like, I can't think of what that would be.
It's date everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've none of those complaints like register with me. The input delay, the 800 makes sense now if you just go dating all the fucking characters, but interesting. Huh. All right, fair enough. You're wrong.
Listen, I had to make these harder because you beat me so easily last time.
It's true. I just gave you easy ones. Nah. We'll see about the next one. I don't know. We'll see if you think about the next one.
Okay.
Give
me the positive.
Oh, buddy. Bottoms up on that Coke Zero. Positive. This is by Mochi Princess. They say, super cute game. I bought it right when it released, and I had some bugs, so I had to wait to play it. Looks like developers are very active on making sure to fix the bugs, as they have released some major patches since the game released. Jesus Christ. It's the repetitive. Like, they released some patches since the release of the release. I'm excited to pick this up again and try it. Super cute game so far.
Super cute game.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Nothing is coming to mind. And I know that there have been cute games already this year.
Have there? I don't know if there have. There's new cute games this year. They're all ugly and gritty.
We're going back to the Xbox 360 years.
Yeah.
Everything is brown and gray.
Yeah. Give me fucking Mad World on Wii. Mad World? Yeah, Mad World's the name of the game, I think.
Yeah, Mad World.
One? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, Madhouse? No, that's not right. Yeah.
No, it's Mad World.
Thought so.
Yeah, I'm going to need a negative review for this.
All right. To start with, I just want to say that I really hope this game does improve after early access. It's a charming game with nice pixel art and music. I would say that I'd rather have everything slowly introduced, such as the other buildings and farming mechanics, than how it currently throws you in with a brief tutorial. My issue with this game currently lies with how it gives the player information via tooltips and tutorials. Tutorials are really brief, and since everything is pretty much introduced at the start without it being locked behind something, it tends to be a lot of information all at once. That is from Cookie for Josh.
So it has to be some sort of farming sim.
Mayhaps.
The thing is, since I started playing Fields of Mystery, I haven't touched another farming sim. And I think Fields of Mystery are released in early access at the end of last year.
It might have.
Or did it release this? Nah.
Pretty sure it was last year.
Did it?
I think. I couldn't tell you for sure.
I think so, yeah. So what game did release in early access with farming mechanics? Ooh.
You have a video actually.
Can I get the release date? Maybe that will help.
Yeah, it is March 10th, 2025.
March 10th. What the hell released in March?
A lot, apparently.
Yeah, a lot released, but I can't remember for some reason.
It's tough. There's so many games. Just like, we said, let's do the date as the clue. I'm like, actually, I'll be real. I don't know if that would help me at all.
A game with farming mechanics, and it has tutorials. I have no clue. I don't have an answer for you. You're gonna have to tell me.
The answer is Call of Boba.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I didn't connect the dots there.
Yeah, I get it. This was the curveball where I'm like, I don't believe you played Call of Boba, but we definitely talked about Call of Boba. I was like,
we talked about it.
Yeah.
I just didn't. I didn't connect the farming.
Yeah.
To like the boba shop.
When you started going farming, I'm like, I'm not gonna correct. I'm gonna let the brain flow. But yeah, not so much the farming stuff, but yeah, it is the shopkeeping. Totally agree with the tutorials and stuff. Like, it's just like, here's pop-ups, and at least at the start, a lot of tutorials were like broken, where like they would lead off of the screen or like behind the menu. So it's like, hey, you need to click on this thing. I can't because the tutorial's on it. So it's telling me to click a thing that I can't click because the tutorial is on top of it, and I can't move the tutorial until I click it. So that was like a fucking mess. But
damn. Did the reviews for that one get better?
No, it's still mixed.
I remember it's still mixed. Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, I think it's at the spot where it's had its negative reviews, and I can't say I've seen an update to it. I assume something's come out, but I've not got any news on it, so I don't know if it had anything changed that would warrant the change. But yeah, it does have a lot of positive reviews that are very negative. Where it's like, this game is super shitty. It's terrible. This is bad. Thumbs up. I'm like, okay,
okay. Cool.
Pop off, team.
So I think this is our last one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's start with the negative so we can end on a positive. You know, let's give me that negative review.
Okay. This is by someone who played it for 18 hours. A beautiful but boring game. The art is beautiful, but the gameplay is very repetitive. A lot of the chapters felt like a slog, and the art was the only redeeming factor that kept us engaged. There was some fun utilization of the game mechanics, but the game could have been 50% shorter and had a lot more spark. Furthermore, there's just limited strategy and risk in the puzzle solving. You can respawn an infinite amount of times, and the strategy component is simpler than checkers. Really no repeatability. And the credits were 13 minutes long, and like a bazillion people made this game. Pretty though.
The first thing I thought of was Parallel Experiment, and I don't think that's right. 'Cause the puzzle sounds right, but I don't think Parallel Experiment looks bad. But I don't know that I would scream from the rooftops that it looks pretty.
Did a bazillion people make that game though?
I don't know. I would hope not. Because, man, did that thing start strong and fucking flop. Fuck.
Oh, really? Oh.
Ooh, I hated the latter half of that game.
Oh,
what
no.
a fucking slog. Read for me one more time?
A beautiful but boring game. The art is beautiful, but the gameplay is very repetitive. A lot of the chapters felt like a slog, and the art was the only redeeming factor that kept us engaged. There were some fun utilization of the game mechanics, but the game could have been 50% shorter and had a lot more spark. Furthermore, there's just limited strategy and risk in the puzzle solving. You can respawn an infinite amount of times, and the strategy component is simpler than checkers. Really no repeatability. And the credits were 13 minutes long, and like a bazillion people made this game. It's pretty though.
So they say it kept us so it tells me it's a co-op game, right? Like it's something people play together. And then there's chapters, so I'm in the spot of thinking of okay. I was like Blanc or It Takes Two or wait, okay. Interesting. Huh. Let me have the positive.
The positive, sure.
Yeah. Cause I think I'm in the right spot, but now I'm going back to like, man, does this person play video games? What the fuck is that review?
The positive review is by someone who played it for 16 hours.
Okay.
And they write, "Made me kiss the homie goodnight, +1."
Okay. Shit, that wasn't as eye-opening as I hoped it would be, but let me have the date.
Just a second.
There is no date. This game never came out. It's a false.
It did come out. It came out earlier this year. It came out on March 6th.
I'm pretty sure that's correct. I'm going to go with Split Fiction.
Is that your final answer?
It is.
Danny, it is the correct answer.
Let's go! Person with the negative view, you're totally wrong. Joseph Fairf has never made a bad game in his life. You're fucking crazy. Once I got that, I was like, it's a co-op, right? I was like, I was gonna verbalize that I slowed down, not to give my answer away, but I was like, I'm thinking Blanc. I'm thinking, where are we at? Like, what could this fucking Split Fiction? Yeah, I'm like, that game's fucking beautiful. What was the other complaint for the negative? They said it was repetitive.
The chapters felt like a slog. The game could have been 50% shorter and had a lot more spark. There was limited strategy and risk in the puzzle solving. Yeah.
Now, I'm assuming here. Stick with me. I'm assuming here. This sounds like some guy who really likes to play his Call of Duties on his computer, right? But then his girlfriend said, have you seen this co-op game? I'd love to play it with you. So he was forced to buy it and did not have a good time because he wasn't fragging out on the leaderboards because he had to play a game with his girlfriend. It sounds like he didn't want to enjoy this game. Therefore, he made himself not enjoy the game. I don't believe in this negative review. I think this person has a bad take. I think Split Fiction is amazing from start to finish. I think this is an insane review. You're crazy, guy.
Listen, once again, I had to really dig hard to find a negative review that was like interesting.
Good, buddy. Go back to your leaderboards. Go back to NoobTubing or whatever you guys do in Call of Duty. You know, haven't played one of those since what's the last one I played? I'd say Cold War, but I literally did the first campaign mission and uninstalled, so like I don't want to count that. I feel like it was like Advanced Warfare might have been the last one I really played.
Nice.
Long time, Call of Duty. Don't miss you. See ya. All right, on the last one, you want the positive or the negative?
I'm going to do the same as you and start with the negative so we can end on the positive.
All righty. This negative one is from Bosch. They say, might be interesting if you have a VR headset, but if not, it's just an interesting looking walking simulator with very simple stealth and puzzles. Very short too. Wishing there was a neutral review option, disliking for the sake of balance.
Disliking for the sake of balance is just such a shitty take.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So it's a walking simulator with stealth, light stealth. and they wish they could play it in VR. Damn. That doesn't ring any bell at all. I'm just thinking, like, walking. The thing is, people like to call games where they don't have to shoot people walking simulators quite easily. So that doesn't help.
I'm not giving hints or nothing. I would not sit and call this game a walking simulator. I think that is misleading. I think this person just doesn't know genres, so use walking simulator. But
I guess I'm gonna need the positive review then.
Alrighty. Positive review comes from Red Spark, all caps. Oh, sorry, that was me because they said the name of the game. This game is hauntingly beautiful. Is a hauntingly beautiful masterpiece that grips you from the first step into this eerie atmospheric world. Whether played traditionally or in VR, the experience is nothing short of mesmerizing. In VR, it's on a whole nother level. Every shadow breathes, every whisper crawls under your skin. The story unfolds like a slow-burning dream, mysterious and deeply emotional, pulling you deeper with every choice and every haunting revelation. Visually, it's stunning, like walking through a living painting soaked in moonlight and secrets. A must-play for anyone who craves narrative depth and immersive beauty. Yes, the game is short, but is unforgettable and worth every penny.
Oh no. A game that can be played in VR as well.
I say I'll give another hint because I know you were like, these are games Danny played. I don't believe this is one you played. I think we both know about it. We're both aware of this game, but I don't think either of us played it.
Okay. Oh, either of us played it. Okay.
I don't believe so. I know I didn't play it. I was ready to play it, but just too many games.
Yeah, that's true. Let me think. This is hard. Especially like I used to have, I use Eurogamer a lot as a website for our news items. Yeah. I used to watch their video content religiously.
Okay. Yeah.
And one of the video team used to have his own VR corner where every Sunday he would do something on VR. But he doesn't do those anymore. So I have no idea. I no longer have any idea what releases in VR and what doesn't. I'm going to say this is going to be wrong. No, it can't be. It can't be Blueprints because you played it and I played it.
Yeah.
It's haunting. What game have I not played that's haunting?
I could see this being one where I say it and you're like, fuck, yeah, never would have thought of that one. So like,
I guess that's going to happen.
Yeah, okay.
Let's just try the release date. See if that jogs my memory.
May 8th, 2025.
May 8th. That doesn't, no.
Yes, I don't know why that seems wrong. I'm going to double check. Not that I think that being correct would change. So like, of course, it's this.
No. You're going to have to tell me, Danny.
Okay, I will after I confirm. Yeah, May 8th. All right, cool. From the team over at Moonhood, published by Fast Travel Games. The game we're talking about is The Midnight Walk.
Oh, damn.
Yep.
Yeah, I would have never guessed that.
Yeah, shout out to Jill. I had to sit there. I'm like, I need another game. And I kept wanting to pick my games. I'm like, let me do Clair Obscur. No, let me do Split Fiction. No, I don't pick these ones. Can't do these ones. It's not good. So I was like, let me go through what came out this year. I just like would open the tab, scroll, but Midnight Walk. Yep, that did come out this year. So yeah, I think our buddy Mike played. I think Mike really enjoyed it from 6-1 Indie. But
I've heard good things, but I had no idea that you could play that in VR.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that when you look at them, like this was made for VR, but they know not everyone has that, so let's make it that you can play it in both. Like it seems like a VR game, but I would definitely play it. I mean, in the opportunity where Sony would just drop a VR2 in my lap, I would love to play it in VR, but whenever I get around to it, I most likely will not. I'll just be around.
I get that. I get that.
Well, there we have it. I mean, we weren't keeping score, but I think I won, so hey, good for me.
Well done.
Good times, good times. Do you want to save your 5? Do you want to like do one of them? Do you want you want to like hold on to them, put them in the back pocket?
I can still do some of them.
You know, I just do like 1 or 2. You know, just for the shits and giggles. Okay. I got this.
Positive or negative?
Let's do the negative.
Hang on, this is the wrong game.
Oh no!
Here we go. This is by a person who played the game for 27 hours.
Okay. Solid review. Solid input. Okay.
Did I enjoy this game? Mostly. Would I recommend it? No. Engaging combat, generous parry windows, materials are never wasted, the shield can actually block things, the world and lore are fascinating, all of these are good. But, in order to get certain special resources from some of the larger enemies, they often have highly specific moves that you might have to wait several minutes for. Trying to determine these mechanics without a guide or checking the codex, which the game rarely if ever tells you to do, is nigh on impossible. Fire abilities are simultaneously critical for some mechanics and horribly underwhelming. You can build gear to focus on fire resist, armor, or cold resist, but cold resist ends up being overwhelmingly more valuable than everything else. The characters definitely detracted from the experience to a large degree. One starts off hating you, then proceeds to rapidly shift from weird gay flirting to having a full-on mental breakdown. The only actual parent in the game is an irredeemably vile scumbag for no real reason.
What the fuck?
You have to play marriage counselor for the only straight couple.
So, this person has terrible take.
Yeah.
I love this game. Fucking crazy ass fucking idiot. Fucking stupid guy. What's his name? Sorry, what was their name?
I don't have it. I don't have their name.
Well, listen here, nameless guy. You're stupid. You don't get it. I know the answer, but let me have the positive too.
Okay. The positive is by someone who played it for 13 hours.
Okay.
Reminds me a lot of Spellbreak in the absolute best way. The amount of creativity you can have with the different spells is insane, and the crafting system is single-handedly the best in any game. Having the choice between what materials you can use makes it so much more fun and much less grindy. Instead of having to gather 593 different materials every time you want to try a new weapon, you just use whatever materials you have on hand, each one giving a different look and slightly different stats, depending on what you prefer. The voice acting is also super good, 10 out of 10 overall.
It is really interesting that the negative one kind of does, but the fact that none of them really focus on the main part of the game, which is fighting these giant fucking monsters, and talking about like how cool and epic that is. But yeah, that's Eternal Strands.
Yeah. Listen, there were plenty of reviews that talked about fighting the giant monsters. I wasn't gonna use any of those.
Okay. It was when they mentioned the using attacks, but not like, it takes forever for the thing. I'm like, okay, I know it's Eternal Strands, and like valid, not an issue I had. Because again, I liked the fighting the thing. Because I'm going to beat the fuck out of you until you get to that weak point to do the thing. But like, I don't know, just wasn't an issue I had. But I think it's valid. I think the complaints about the characters was wild. Because yeah, I guess someone can't be gay and flirt with you and then have a mental breakdown. You can't have both of those.
No,
that's crazy.
No, that's woke.
That's insane. Woke. That's too woke. She wasn't my favorite character anyway. But I'm just saying that one straight couple, I love them.
Do you want another one?
Yeah, let's do one more.
Okay. Positive or negative review?
Let's do the positive. Do the positive first. First. I want to end on a negative point.
Okay. This is by a person who played this for 17 hours.
Okay.
A game with this title and description should not leave me in genuine, heartfelt tears at the end of it.
Ooh. So happy title, sad ending. What the fuck came out this year?
Many games.
I don't know if that's true. I don't think any games came out this year. How many negative? That's a vague one.
Okay. This is a pretty good match 3 that has one of the worst visual novels I've ever played pasted over the top of it. Terrible, terrible writing. You will be clicking through about 10 minutes of dialogue for every 5 minutes you're playing a pretty good match 3.
Interesting. Huh. Another spot I'm like, I disagree. I don't think that's true, but I have to assume this is Spirit Swap Lo-Fi Beats to match 3 to.
Is that the kind of title that would not leave you in tears?
I don't think so. I wouldn't be like, Spirit Swap, oh my god, the Lo-Fi Beats Smash 3 too. And I'm like, I'm fucking impressed. I'm sad.
Okay. The correct answer is Creepy Redneck Dinosaur Mansion
Fuck!
3.
See, that was my other thought. I was just like, it can't be that one. It's gotta be. Damn it! Really? See, that's when they said the negative thing about the dialogue. I was like, I felt that. Not that I felt that way, but I felt way more about that to Spirit Swap that I. Let me rephrase. Not that I felt it. I could see it more in Spirit Swap than I would see it in Redneck Dinosaurs. That's crazy. That's wild. I really would have just been like, no, man, I think, because that's just such a goofy, like, you're in my house, welcome, I'm a giant cloud, I'm going to kill you. I'm like, that's crazy, that's goofy. Like, but Spirit Swap, I could see the anti-woke mob being like, oh, it's crazy, there's black women and they're gay, I hate it here. Like, I can just hear them screaming from the back room where nobody wants to hear them talk. It's wild.
Yeah.
Damn. Shit, I was so confident. I said Spirit Swap. I said that with my full chest.
Yeah,
Damn.
you did.
Oh, bet. All right, well, hey, I think that's... Go ahead.
Do you want another one, like to finish on the correct guess?
Fuck it. I guess I gotta go more.
Okay.
You know.
Positive or negative?
I want to end on negative. Let's do positive. I want everyone to be sad when we leave here.
Okay. The positive review is by someone who played it for 8 hours.
Okay.
Needs more weapon combinations. I'm serious. The combat gets fun when you reach mid-end game. Need more combination, please. It has the potential.
Weapon combinations. I'm thinking a roguelike. I mean, I go Eternal Strand, fucking Lost in Random, the Eternal Die. Interesting. I'm definitely in it's a Hades-esque kind of space right now. Let me have the negative then.
Okay. This is by someone who only played it for 0.3 hours.
Valid take.
Very disappointed. I was obsessed with the first one. The fighting style, the perspective, the interactive story, the trading cards. I told everyone I know about the first game. This one is absolutely nothing like the first. I should have researched more on it before purchasing. If I had known it would be nothing like the original and instead just like all the other games on the market, I wouldn't have spent money on it. I just got so excited to see a sequel release and just blindly bought it. Absolute fail of a sequel. Would have been fine marketed as its own game. It's nothing at all like the first.
I'm more confident in Lost in Random then because they are two very different games. Mm-hmm. I also, for some reason, went Monster Train, but that's not... I don't think that fits the completely different departure. Yeah, I'm going to go with Lost in Random.
That is correct.
Let's go! Another L take. This game's amazing. You're crazy. Negative reviews don't understand how good these games are. There should be no negative reviews for video games. They're all positive.
But that's the thing. Like, they mentioned that they should have researched more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Before
100%.
buying it. And they still leave a negative review. It's like...
Yeah.
That's not how this works.
Absolutely. If you sit there, you're just like, oh, I picked up a game and it's not what I wanted it to be. Valid. Like I understand you don't like it. But being like, this game was bad because it's not what I wanted after I spent my money on it. And you played it for 0.3 hours, right? Get your fucking refund and walk away. I don't know.
Exactly.
But no. As someone who got multiple review codes from Thunderful, thank you so much. Thunderful Insider, I appreciate you. Yeah, I thought Lost in Random was awesome. Me and Connor did a review like 2 or 3 episodes ago. Had a great time in the game. Would plan to play more. I have to finish. I'm like right at the end. Now I'm on new reviews, so. Burp.
Nice.
Fuck yeah. I'll take that W. All right. Timestamp that bitch. Let's do it. Let's run on Addy. Okay. Well, guys, thank you so much for participating in our trivia game. Let us know how many you got right or how many you were like, Danny, it's obviously blah, 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 blah. But I don't think you guys knew. I don't think you guys know indie games like I do. You're crazy. Which means it's time to hop into what we've been playing. Would you like to go first? You want me to go first? How do you want to do it?
You go first.
All right. Let me pull up this fucking trailer real quick. Oh no, what did I do? Oh, I did Control Y. I don't know what that did. Oh no. Let me fucking pull this up. Tofr. I finally did it. I got back.
You did it.
And I finally finished Clair Obscur Expedition 33 this week.
Oh, the duct tape game.
The duct tape game. Yep, the one where we duct tape 2 plots together. Now, will I avoid spoilers? Yes. Will I be potentially on an upcoming spoiler cast that I'll tell you about later? Absolutely.
Ooh.
Now, I fucking love this game so fucking much. It is so awesome. Anyone who's just like, Danny, I don't know what game you're talking about. I missed those episodes. This fucking trailer won't play. Thank you. Clair Obscur, turn-based RPG with some real-time combat type moves in it. You are in this world where the painter shows up. She's a giant godlike being. This fucking trailer, would you fucking play so people say thank you? Every year she paints the new number. The number ticks down. If you match that age, you die. You get Thanos, you fade away, disappear. I was playing this game nonstop every single night up until PAX, and then I got busy. I finished PAX. I played catch up from PAX. Next thing I knew, it was at Summer Game Fest. I played catch up from Summer Game Fest. New things were coming out. And I just sat there. This game sat installed, and I had to beat it. I knew I had to. I found out I was literally on my way to the final boss when I paused. So like, the rough part for me was I haven't played this game in like a month and a half, and my skills were just shabby. So I had to just recollect all of my skills for the final boss, which was a little bit tough. I think I knocked it out after like 5 or 6 tries. But you know, it's one of those, you beat the first stage and there's stage 2 and how the RPG fights go. That being said, I start to finish, man, I just was constantly just astonished by this game. The visuals, the gameplay, like I say repeatedly, like I'm not a turn-based guy. Like it doesn't really itch me that way. Just like it has to be a Pokemon, a Persona. Like there's some kind of specialness to it. Like once you hit me with like some of the classic Final Fantasies, I don't really gravitate to that, right? And this does a great thing of, it is very classic Final Fantasy in the term of you pick an attack, you execute the attack, you wait for your attack to come in, you take the damage, you go back and forth. Except you don't necessarily have to take the damage because you can dodge or parry as well. And like, I think that's where the challenge comes in. I think for people who like just regular RPGs and they like to click the button, hit the potion, do the thing, and end your turn, and then let everything repeat. Like, I think the struggle could be that there's more you have to do. You can't just like set it and forget it. I've done that way too many times where I hit play or I hit my attack, pass turn. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll just wait till my turn again. Wait, I got to dodge. Shit. And then I get fucking smacked and I get the like game over. Would you like to bring in the reserve team? I'm like, yeah, I fucked up. That's on me. I'm going to have to run this back. But like, there's so much that happens from the second act into the third that I'm like, fuck, guys, holy shit, this is crazy. I've sat and laid in bed multiple times retelling the tale of like, I'm going to visit a friend in August and I'm excited to just be like, do you care about the story? Like, can I spoil it for you? Because I just want to lay here and tell you what happened in this game, because I'm so infatuated with it. I think it does such a great job of telling a story. It is such a like sleeper hit of holy fuck, dude. Like, where did this game come from? What crazy gold mine did someone go, oh, look, I found the prime disc of Clair Obscur. Let's just print it and sell it. This game is so amazing. Like, not a game I came into this year. It was never on my most anticipated list. As it started to come back around, I was getting press emails. I'm like, yeah, I would love a key for that. I want to check it out. Just, this is the... I came in prepared to love these games, and this came out of nowhere, just punched me in the jaw and said, oh, you're going to fucking pay attention to me. And I'm so glad that I did. I love this game so fucking much. God, it's so great. It is so beautiful. There's so many different ways to build, which does get overwhelming, I think, at first. Where, like, the big thing, so you get these things called pictos. They're like little badges you put on. Every character can hold 3. They work in a way where, like, as you use them and accomplish, like, battles with them, you unlock them as, like, permanence. So instead of wearing them like a badge, you have a collection of like mana where it's like, cool, this one's going to cost you 5, this one's going to cost you 10, this one's going to cost you 6, and blah, 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 blah. So you equip them, and the more you find of like a certain gem in the world, you can upgrade how much mana each character has, or by leveling up, they'll increase how much they have. So I like that because then you can customize your character. Like, this one will, you don't get AP on dodging, but every time you get hit, you'll get 1. I had a character who, like, she was really tanky, so I was like, let her get hit so she can do AP. So she used some big fucking hits. And the thing she would do with those hits was like mark enemies, which gave another character the chance to hit marked enemies, which would then heal teammates. So I kind of had this cycle of like, you come in, you take the hits, you deal the damage, your friend will heal you for the damage you took because of it, and then just cycle it around. And like, there's so many different ways to play. I had so much fun finding my team. And my buddy Connor recently started playing it. He's telling me like his team, he's got Gustav and Mael. And I'm like, I'll be honest, the moment I could, I took Mael off the team because I ran with Lune, Skyel, and Gustav for like the whole first chapter. He's like, really? Yeah, I was like, and like, I didn't drop Gustav. He's the main character. But like, He was if I got another character, he would have been the next one to go because my Lune and Skiel were like my bread and butter. Like I had a thing with them that worked really well. And anything I was doing with Gustav, I could do with someone else. So like I found a groove to it. But then again, now we're like, fuck, there's story things I can't talk about because I want people to play and experience it. But it's so fucking awesome. Such a great game. I'm so glad I finally got to finish it. Fuck. Damn.
I can imagine. I really need to get into playing this. The only thing that kind of scares me is the whole parrying system.
Yeah,
that's something I'm not good at, and I'm hoping this is a game that I can actually finish.
Yeah, I'm hoping because it's not super. I mean, it's long. It's not a short game. Like, I don't know what my current hours are, but like it is an RPG. It's not like a Final Fantasy RPG. We're talking up to like 80 plus hours, but like I probably have 80 hours in it. Maybe I don't know if I forget, but like if I mainlined it. It definitely, like, it's shorter than most. I'd say probably in the realm of, like, 30, 40.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm interested because I would love to know if this game hits you strong enough with the characters, the narrative, and what's going on to be like, I'm going to try and suffer through the challenge of the combat. Because, again, I never felt like this game is hard because it's going to beat my ass. I did watch a couple video essays the other day, just like what other people think. And a lot of people seem to be like, yeah, I could totally see that being the turnoff for people. If you came in just to do the turn-based stuff and the pairing's not there for you, that is frustrating. Because it's not like something you can just ignore, right? Like it's like, again, Final Fantasy, you take hits, you get potions, and you move on. Because you do have a limitation on how many potions you can carry. You do have... like you have to find recipes to increase that slot. So you go in with 7, 8 potions or whatever. I have so many revive tints, but like I have so few of the others. So I ended up using Lune as like my healer. I'm like, cool, she's going to come in. If someone went down, revive. And then they're going to do some big damage, etc. So like, again, I have my routine to it and how to play it. And I think you'll love this world, these characters and everything that's going on. But yeah, I think the requirement to parry and dodge is so... That's the hit or miss part. I think that's the thing. I loved it. I thought it made it so much more unique and made it a not regular RPG that I would not be into, along with the world and everything else. But it is also like a pain point, I think, to be like, are people going to like it? You know?
Yeah. I'm going to give it a try nonetheless.
That's it. Tonight. Power through.
I've just heard I've just heard so many good things about it. It looks phenomenal.
Yeah.
I need to give this a try.
Yeah.
I really do. Because how can I make a great consideration about my top games of the year not having played this?
Yeah, man. Fuck. What a game. Listen, I'm not one. I don't like to do this, right? I like to keep my shit a mystery by the end of the year. But I mean, it's my game of the year right now. It's fucking awesome.
Okay.
I fucking love this game so goddamn much. And I just started my New Game Plus. I'm not actively playing it because I got other shit to play. But I would like to get the platinum. I would like to go get all the collectibles and all the weapons and everything else that I totally missed the first time through. So I have my brand new run started. I'm sitting there on the balcony with Gustav, like, pick up the rose. All right, I'll see you next time. But yeah, fuck. Clair Obscur, guys. Just get it, you know? And if you're still subscribed to Game Pass, hey, it's on there.
Yeah. I'm going to have to buy
it. Yeah. I get it. Hit up Kepler. Maybe they get a key for you.
Who knows?
Maybe. But yeah, that's all I got to say on Clair. I would love to talk more about the fucking spoilers, but
I guess
I'll let you know what a spoiler
to that.
Yeah, there's been a conversation of an invite, but no formal like, hey guys, we're doing a thing. I guess it's on Blue Sky, so I probably could, but I won't. I'll let you know when it happens. Because I want to.
Okay.
Yeah, y'all can stick around for that. But you've been playing games. What you playing these days?
The first game I played is one that I received a key for from the developer. They got in touch with me, actually. The game is called Bonjin. I think that's how you pronounce it.
So it looks
An Ordinary Man.
Okay.
It's a visual novel by a team of developers from the Ukraine. Okay. Consisting of all queer artists.
Nice.
And this is a game about a transgender couple. And the trans man in the relationship really wants to be an ordinary man.
Okay.
And what that entails in this game comes down to like some pretty toxic masculinity. They're like, I have to be strong. Like, I don't need therapy. I'm a man. Yeah. That kind of thing. Now, I get why this happens. Like, we get told by influencers, by family, by friends, by politicians, whatever, celebrities, how we should be as people, as a man, as a woman, as non-binary, whatever.
Yeah.
And I get that pressure can get to people. That's why this is an important story to tell.
Okay.
It's a perspective that we don't see all that often. It's mainly when we hear about queer stories, it's mostly about like how they have to fight against against not being accepted by others, stuff like that.
Right.
But the thing is, because of how queer people are treated, they have this internalized homophobia, transphobia, sexism, all that going on. It's possible. Not all of them do, but it's possible. And it's cool to see a story that actually talks about that.
Yeah.
It's presented in a visual novel that's pretty decent.
Okay.
It's not the greatest visual novel that you'll ever play, but then again, this is the team's first ever game. So it would be rough expecting that.
Sure.
It's what I do like about the game is the visuals. There's some really great character art. The writing is good, but I feel like it's a bit of a missed opportunity because my full playthrough of the game lasted for about 45 minutes.
Okay.
And within those 45 minutes, there are several time skips, which means that you don't spend all that much time with people. You get a scene, and that scene ends, and you move on to the next scene. And like, there's characters in this game that have like 2 or 3 lines.
Yeah.
And I think it's a shame. Because even with the main characters, you play as the woman in the relationship.
Okay.
And even your personality is not all that defined. Most of what you do in the game relates to your partner and how he is struggling with wanting to be a man, wanting to be manly and masculine. All of it is so focused on that, and I think that's just a shame because it takes away some of the nuance that this kind of story deserves.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, I still recommend this game because the writing is good, the visuals are great, and it's just we need more of these kinds of stories, these kinds of perspectives that don't really get told in many other media than indie games.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my thoughts.
Interesting. It seems cool. I like the idea, right? This is not in gameplay, but like I look at it, I'm just like, this gives me the vibe of something like Florence. Something that's a quick afternoon, something you quickly knock out and experience what the story has to offer. And I do really like what it looks like. I agree. I think there's parts where I'm like, that's a very MS Paint looking visual style that I think, but then you have like a ceiling. I'm like, this looks cool. This looks good. Like I like the way some of these look, but yeah, it does seem like a quick playthrough that I think I would like to experience. It does seem really chill. I'm interested.
Also, it's like $4, so you can't really you're not gonna miss $4. That's one half of a Starbucks coffee less.
Exactly. And who's drinking Starbucks these days? I think they're problematic, right, guys? Yeah,
exactly.
I don't drink at Starbucks. I have no idea. But yeah, fuck yeah, it looks really cool. I'm glad the devs reached out. It looks like a dope one. I definitely would like to see more on that one. Check it out yourself.
I'm definitely gonna keep an eye on this developer and see what else they make because they're already working on their next project.
Okay.
So wait and see.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah, team. That's Bonjin. Just I guess on Steam. Just the
on Steam. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. There's we be. Now, team. On to the next one. Tofr and I played a rematch yesterday, or on Monday if you're watching this on Thursday. Yeah, you're not here right now. You'll be watching this on Thursday or whatever. Anyway, we played rematch together.
Yes, we did.
We both reviewed this game independently. Oh, I'm fucking hold on. Run that back, team. I got right to the part where I go. Hold on. Let me get the fuck in there, team. Watch this shit. Watch me go. Well, I did 2 back-to-back. Wait, Tofr. This is where I was cooking, bro.
Yeah, you were.
But so wait, is this? Oh, wait, Tofr. I think this is it. What? Ha!
Is this the one? Is this the
Oh,
one?
I thought it was the one. I thought it was. Okay. So, Tofr and I each reviewed this game independently here. We're like, I think one of the big problems is a lot of people play the game to either be like, I'm going to be the only one to score, or you get the perfect team where synergy is all there. And more often than not, it's I want to take the ball, I'm going to run out of goal, I'm going to score. We said we should try playing this with friends. So Tofr and I got together. We played 3v3s. It was the two of us and a rando the whole time. Had a great time. Tofr played way better than I did in most cases. A lot of mine was
not true.
Mine was chaos, Tofr. Mine was like, hey, I'm goalie. I'm going to kick it from across the field and see if I can score. That's what I did most of the stream. That's what most of the stream
but
was.
it worked.
Sometimes it did. Sometimes I was like, I did it. But and I think we could both speak to it. I had a much better time playing with someone on my team, even if I wasn't like, guys, pass to me, whatever. But like, there was still joy and excitement in like the goofy, loud, like we're playing soccer kind of moments, as opposed to hoping my team will pass me the ball.
Yeah, that's true.
Fuck. I enjoyed my goofy shit, right? Like, this has got to be the one, right? Is the one? No. It's the one! Yeah! It's the one! Sorry for audio listeners. So, again, my whole goal this evening was, I did it one time before, where I was like, cool, I'm goalie. I want to play the game. I would just kick the ball across the field and hope it went in the goal. And I chat like, if you curve it down, it'll bounce, it would do whatever. I'm like, oh, I don't know what that means. I don't know soccer words. And then I fucking I just sent the ball flying. It bounced over the goalie, and I'm like, I scored, yeah. I was like, cool, this is the goal the rest of the night. There's one later, I'm like, chat, hope you're watching. Kick it, bounce in the goal. I'm like, you guys weren't ready for that. Yeah, I'm like, shit in my heart. I'm like, fuck, that actually worked. Holy shit. But yeah. Great time. I think I said during stream, I was like, I could see a world where like, hey, we played a rematch, we play together, we see the fun with friends. Like, I could see myself never touching this game again, not because it's bad, because I got like my fill. I think I could speak to rematch now and be like, oh cool, I did the damn thing. That's awesome. But yeah. I don't know where you're at with it, how much more rematches in your life, but
I'm in a similar spot. Like I really enjoyed playing it with you.
Yeah.
Rather than with randos.
Sure.
It reminded me of like when I was younger, I used to play soccer a lot.
Okay.
And most of that was like with friends in the street. Yeah. And this reminded me of that a whole lot.
Okay.
You've got your show-offs, you've got the people who are actually good. You've got the ones who prefer to be in goal. You've got the ones who are trying crazy things. And it reminds me of that. It brought me that same kind of joy.
Yeah.
That I didn't feel when I was playing it with just randos. Yeah, it's a whole lot of fun. It's a really well-made game, and I hope that it keeps getting like more support, because it deserves it. If only like for our Steam review game, I wanted to include a review for Rematch, but literally all of the reviews were pass the fucking ball.
It's nuts, and like I get it, right? I understand like you want to be the one to score, but like dog, make an effort. Like everyone wants to showboat, they want to be the MVP, they want to be the one that gets the dub. I get it. I like that moment too. But like, if you can't score, literally, there'll be all three people leave the goal and corner someone. And like, you could pass the ball and it's wide open for me. We could win this game, but you want to win. Like you want to be the one to win. Just pass the fucking ball, regardless. Yeah, I think that's annoying when it comes to matchmaking. I think I immediately turn off comms. I don't like in-game comms because of the toxicity. It's never something I'll leave on if I have the option. But there's also no like chat feature. Like I would get in like a Rivals where I could be like, hey, pass. Like I just quick little something, right? All the commands are, sorry, my bad. And you could do like pass the ball, but no one listens to that. So it's always a mess. Nope. But neither here nor there. Yeah, had a great time playing Rematch with you. If the moment you're like, I could play some Rematch, I'm like, we'll see. I don't have my Game Pass subscription anymore, so maybe. But but yeah, no, I had a great time, fun time. This is me texting in the middle of the match. Come on, fucking Danny, fucking. Sure. Oh, and then Chad made me put on the fucking costume. Oh, that's Robber Rivals. That's not the right thing. And then I had to put on my fucking gnome. But for like the whole last like 3 matches, I was in these sunglasses.
Yeah.
Oh boy, it's storming outside. Sunglasses that as I was talking were getting foggy. I'm like, guys, I can't see the goal. I'm shooting blind. And I'm like, did it go in? Yeah.
That was the funny thing. You scored more goals, I think, when you were not seeing anything.
Yeah, it was a time. It sure was a time that happened.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Rematch is great. If you like Rocket League, but with people, this is a unique idea. I don't know why more people aren't doing this.
Yeah, exactly.
Or I think I fucking missed the goal.
Probably because
I'm fucking nut.
I guess they don't do this more often because like too many players just go out for their own success.
Yeah. Which like I love Slow Clap. I didn't get really big on Absolver, but I fucking love Sifu, one of my favorite games of all time. But like, man, I would love to see Slow Clap go back to that. I would love a Sifu 2 or something else that does like interesting combat. But like, I think this is a cool move that they took with their kind of mobility and action system, and trying to convert it into something that's not just another fighting game, but not a fighting game. But you get my point. But yeah, I think it's really dope. I would like to see Slow Clap do more Sifu, but I understand Rematch if it's successful. Keep running with it.
Let's hope so. It's still an indie game, and
facts.
Then again, Rocket League started out as an indie game.
True. And I think
so
I've been on it now. I'm not sure how the whole thing went, but I don't know.
I think so, yeah.
Bet. Rematch. Tofr, you got one more game you're playing? What you got?
I do. I received a gift from a friend to play Peak.
Okay.
Climbing game that you've mentioned before on the podcast. Yeah. So I'm going to keep this short because there's not that much more I can say that you haven't already mentioned. But this is just a fun climbing game that you play with your friends. It has proximity chat, which makes it funny when someone falls down the mountain and goes, it's a goofy time. It's a lot of fun. The only thing I struggled with slightly is that it seems to ramp up in difficulty quite quickly.
Sure.
Like finding the right path and actually getting up there. I feel like that could be balanced a bit better.
Okay.
Just to make it more fun for like casual players like myself.
Yeah, absolutely.
But other than that, it's a really well made game. Would have been cool if everyone had a backpack instead of just one person at the start.
That's fair. I agree with that.
It looks goofy, and I completely understand why this game has taken off like it has. It's a good time.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it so far. We'll be, as this episode comes out, we'll be streaming again tonight on Twitch, playing more Peak. Me, Nerdstorm, Chris, and Connor. Had a really good time playing the first night. We played a few more hours just off stream. Another great time. I think it's just goofy to be able to like yell and scream and watch things happen. I get to the point where after like the second climb, I'm like, all right, I know the path that takes. I'm gonna go this way, because the map will regenerate every so often. So it's it's not always the same map though. I think it's like a weekly refresh where it's a new map. So I'm like, cool, let me find the path. But like this last time I played, I ran into the camp counselor, which I don't know if you guys have discovered yet.
Not yet, no.
He is scary. So like I climbed up faster than the rest of my party. I'm like, are you guys okay? Okay. We're on the way. And then my screen starts to get all staticky. I'm like, the fuck is this? What's going on? And then I get a Steam achievement like 1v1 the camp counselor. I'm like, fucking huh? Who? And then I turn around. There's just this big like bug looking dude with arms. He's like, Rrr. He comes running at me. I'm like, please. And I would love to hear it from their perspective. But I just imagine it was like, help, guys, he's grabbing me. Help. It's just like, what's happening to Danny? I'm dying up here. Just, yeah, it was really fun. I lived. I guess I stalled enough that he just left. But yeah, homie was picking me up and throwing me. I'm like, put on the Band-Aid. And then I get grabbed. He's like, what are you doing? No, please. I got to put on another Band-Aid. Stop healing yourself.
Damn.
Yeah. That's the only like mob I've run into so far. We've gotten to the second area, the like jungle part, and we've not finished that. I think we keep like going up. I'm like, I don't know where to go. We're going, and then we just fall and die. So
that's exactly what happened to us. Like the jungle area is really intense.
Yeah, I love how detailed it is, but I'm just like, what's the right direction? I can't find the up. But
yeah, exactly.
Bet. Well, yeah, some Peak. We love Peak. I'm glad you enjoyed.
Yeah, we do.
Let's see here. I guess I'm going to indie releases this week. I can knock these out real quick. Let me put my dock back here so I'm not staring off to the side. Real quick, these are the releases from July 10th to July 16th. First, we've got Everdeep Aurora coming out on July 10th for Switch and PC. I do have a review code for that one. Haven't played it yet, but hopefully thoughts soon. We'll see. We have Occlude?
No idea.
Occlude coming out on July 10th for PC. We have Islanders New Shores on July 10th for PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and PC. We have Mycopunk on July 10th for PC. Once again, I do have keys for this one. We'll be streaming it next week, but I have not played it yet, so no thoughts to give. Nice. We have Benny Bash on July 11th for PC, and then we have Worship on July 16th for PC in early access. Anything on here you're screaming for?
Not really. I do want to check out Islanders because I liked the first game. Yeah. I would have liked to play Worship, but then I found out it's a multiplayer game.
Like exclusively?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it had a multiplayer option. Okay.
Yeah, but that's basically it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm excited to check out Mycopunk. That's definitely one. Like again, I have my keys for. It's Devolver Jaunt. It's like seems Borderlandsy, and it's like shoot 'em like looter shooter kind of deal, but not so MMO longevity type deal, more like mission based, but that one I'm excited to get into. And then Benny Bash, I really like that demo, so I'd like to get back into that one. The Inscription vibes with the Mario platforming. I might try to reach out for a key for that one because that one looks really dope. But yeah, good times.
All right.
Yeah. I'm doing a burp. Nothing came out. It came back up. We're fine. We're good. Anyway, now we're going to move into our indie highlight where we spotlight some indies that need some more attention, some underrated ones, or upcoming indies that you should really keep an eye on. And Tofr, it's your turn, so please. I didn't pull up the trailer, so...
About a year ago, in August of last year, I found this game called Phantom Spark, which is this really cool time trial racing game that looks very futuristic. It has like vibes of Wipeout and stuff like that, and F-Zero, and it felt so good to race in this game. Like beating your own time could get boring in other games, and this one it doesn't, because you're always just trying to shave off just another fraction of a second off of your time, and it's so much fun. The combination of like the racing with the visuals and the music, the soundtrack is on point here. I just adore this game, and I wish more people played it. It reminds me a lot of Trackmania, the game that's now by Ubisoft, I think.
Oh, right. Weird.
It's kind of like that, but better.
Okay.
So go ahead and play it, because it doesn't. It has not gotten the love it deserves yet.
Peep it, team. Yeah, I remember we talked about it the first time. I was like seeing the F-Zero-ness of it and everything. Yeah, the game looks dope. I haven't had the chance to check it out myself. I don't think... Do I own it? I might. I don't remember.
There's a demo if you want to try it out.
There's a demo if you want to try it out, team. Check it out. Keep it in mind. And with that, I think that is a wrap on this episode of Playlog. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed. Real quick, Tofr, if the little stinkly dinklies want to find the internet, where could they go?
The easiest way is through my link tree, which is Play Nice Kids in one word.
Hell yeah. Another few more reminders. Hey, tonight, if you're watching this on Thursday, Tales of the Valiant over on Critic Chronicles. Come hang out. Have a good time. Check us out on Twitch, twitch.tv/CGDannyB. We're playing video games. Tonight's some Peak, which, again, it's one big fucking thing. I'll be at the cabin this weekend, so I won't be around Saturday, and then I probably won't stream Monday because I'll be getting back, but things and stuff and places. And then, of course, go play American Arcadia. You have less than a month now to play that game so we can do our book club at the end of the month. So, get running, get moving on it. And I think with that... That is everything. Tofr, thank you so much for another great episode. 'Twas but a time.
It certainly was.
And for you at home, hey, like the video, leave that 5-star review, and go get something to eat. I know you didn't eat today. I can hear your tummy grumbling. Little cheaters. Feed yourself. Treat yourself. But I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Mwah.